Okay, we out here. Again, welcome to the Minimally Edited Cake Talk.
And we back.
Hey, this is gonna be a quick one today. Cause Master Uncle Cheesecake, he's
You get water.
he's got
Things to attend to?
things to attend to.
Attend to. Listen here, bro. Sheesh.
So we're not gonna take too long. But by all means, go ahead and start the conversation.
What's
talking about what's online. So let me give you some backstory right quick. I'm Jeremy, and you know, as we all know, I am a follower of Christ.
Hallelujah. I am too as well. Please don't leave me out there.
We are followers of Christ, and so you know, for this year, for Lent, I jumped off social media, and I might be off social media for good. Like,
All right. When we get over Lent, I still got to send you some. There's some heat. I done saved a little bit. I said, man, do I save it? And then sitting in my heart, I said, I can't. The day after Lent, so I can't bust them up with 40 videos. we just gonna have to pick and choose. Some of them is good.
yeah. So I'm off of it. Like I'm not checking any social media. Like on a normal basis, usually I'm on Facebook. So you know, a little bit on YouTube.
Yeah.
I got off Instagram
Is
a
YouTube
couple years ago.
Is YouTube a part of your social media ban?
Yes and no. So I would say this. One of the things that I traditionally do while I'm at work is I'm on like a podcast on YouTube.
Okay.
Or you know what I'm saying, like I
Okay.
have a video playing and stuff whatnot. So it's honestly not necessarily about what's being taken away, more so than what's being gained.
Right.
You know. So that's my whole thing is, you know, me taking away from this and growing closer to God through His Word. You know, I mean, I've been sending you the
Street lights.
them daggone streetlights, them chapters, boy.
I'm gonna start listening a little bit more streetlights. I think I'm gonna do it this year. I've been needing to. First I gotta figure out, get my reading list for the year done. I still got 6 Audible credits that I need to use and pick out different books. But I've been what books to listen to. And then after that, I like this. I like the streetlights. How, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of a it's a synopsis of whatever the chapter is, and it talks about it. And you know what I'm saying? If you understand the Bible and some of the stories and some of the things that's going on, it's kind of quick and easy way to really. And like what we do, number 7 today.
It was what was it?
Was it 5 or 7?
I feel like it was 7. Oh, no. It was 5.
It was 5.
It was 5. You know, it's 5 and 6 today.
Okay, but it was good to hear the story, and I like the way that they'll bring out the important portions of the story that like you need to know and kind of skip over some things. So I said skip over some things. It's just a quick way to digest Bible stories. Because Bible stories are super lit. That's why this cartoon King of Kings, and I was like, how are we going to tell some of these stories? Because some of this stuff is, the little boy don't need to be seeing it. But then again, I don't know the whole King of Kings. I don't know what stories they're telling. Is it just of Jesus' life? We always got to. I'm sure you'll probably. You can't do the Jesus of life without the big miracles, right?
Right.
Water into wine has to show up somewhere.
Yes.
What's it? 3 fish and 4 loaves, or 4 loaves and 3 fish, whatever.
Yeah. 2 fish and 5 loaves.
2 fish, 5 loaves. That has to show up. That'll be dope. Are we gonna see some Jonah stuff? Right? I want to see some of that. I don't know. So I think that's going to be an interesting little cartoon.
I'll say this, and and people will probably say that's bad parenting, and I would say, not really. I think obviously there's certain things that I don't go into. I usually read the verse of the day. The verse of the day is pretty selective on what they give.
Yes.
They're not like giving you, she was a Jezebel sleeping with every man in the village. Like that's not the verse of the day. Like,
no.
I don't think that's encouraging at all.
Yeah, for sure.
So the verse of the day, I'll read him the verse of the day, no matter what it says. Like I think today's verse of the day was from Philippians. I think it was. Could be wrong. But it was talking about to live for Christ. To live is for Christ, but to die is gain. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, having that conversation or having that talk of hey, we will pass on from this life.
Yeah.
He's 2. I guarantee you he doesn't understand any of that.
Yeah.
But I'm planting a seed now.
Correct.
So he's not like
He won't. Let's say he won't not understand forever.
right.
So
It'd be like, oh, okay,
all right.
That's what he was talking about.
Yeah.
You know. So
Also, I gotta see if I can find you the book. Dallas is a fantastic Bible book. It's got the Bible in kid form, front to back.
yeah.
And it's like it's brilliant because Dallas started to remember like the order of the Bible in certain stories. So she really liked the Samson story. She'd be like, let's go read Samson. And then I would start on something, she'd be like, no, Daddy. The part where Samson comes after the ark or something like that. And she can kind of, it's good because it kind of picks up the Bible and it goes through the Bible. So it helps them with stories, especially if you're going to be reading in the Bible and stuff like that. Fantastic, because it helped me figure out, because I'm not the best with where things are in the Bible. I can pick out, you know what I'm saying? I know big things, right? I know Leviticus is a book of laws, right? Yeah. So if there's a whole bunch of laws, I know I'm probably hanging out there, right? I know if I'm listening to something that seems poetic or like a song, I'm going to be hanging out in Proverbs or Psalms. So I can pick out things in that nature,
Right.
In the Bible.
Right.
And so this is going to really help me put into perspective a lot of the stories and some of the, and it helped Dallas understand the stories. And I like it because Dallas enjoyed reading so much. Mm-hmm. So if I would try to skip a page because I'm tired, she's like, no, Daddy, we missed the play with the crickets, Daddy. We didn't read about the crickets. The crickets should have happened.
Yeah.
And okay, and what about the river turns to blood, right? Yeah, Daddy, now we're gonna. And so she was understanding the books, and the only reason why I skip pages because I'm just like, come on, I gotta get you to sleep. I'm trying to get to sleep. She's like, Daddy, why did the river turn into blood? Touche.
Got it. Look, you gotta love children keeping you accountable.
Oh yeah. Oh, you out here? There's no frogs, Daddy. We didn't see anything about frogs. And so it's funny because it's just like I knew about there's these plagues, but it's funny because I was like I know about the plagues because I read about them, and then I know when I tried to skip a few, I could just start naming them off because it's like you skip frogs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You skip the crickets or whatever because that's what the page would look like, and then you skip the blood, the river of blood. Like so, it was cool. So, like you said, it's easy for them to keep you accountable because that way, she knows her story. Like you're not about to shortchange her on her story.
Yeah, and I think it's a big kudos to you to reading those stories to her because it's one of those things where I think people forget about, and not just biblical stories. I never forget somebody was like, your story is possibly the most important thing that you have. Your family, your story, your family story is possibly the most important thing that you have.
Right.
Stuff comes and goes, people come and go, but if you have those stories, they can trickle down to generation upon generation upon generation.
Yes.
You think about Harriet Tubman.
She's still kicking. I mean, her stuff is still kicking.
Her stuff is still kicking. They're trying to burn it. We're not gonna get into that, but they're trying to burn it. They're trying to get rid of it.
What? But they can.
But they cannot.
As long as you keep talking about it. That is a thing.
So your story is possibly the greatest thing that you have, and you have to tell it. And you have to. I would say what we have lacked. I'll say me personally. I'll just take my own personal story is not having the ability to verbalize my story. And so now trying to learn that stuff now and be able to verbalize like what has gone on in my life over the past 38 years.
Yes, the art of storytelling is the most timeless human tradition ever.
Yeah.
Like, it's not getting better than storytelling.
Yeah.
And the ability to tell said stories, and if the best storytellers are the people we can listen and talk forever.
Yeah.
Right? So, I think that is a skill that if you learn how to use it properly, you can really help extend your legacy.
Yeah.
And for a guy, especially a guy like me, I always say I'm a legacy man. I am trying to have the Grays live through time for forever.
Yeah.
So, that's definitely a quality that needs to be had for that to be achieved.
All right. You got something else you want to add to it? I know we kind of got off on a tangent, kind of talking about biblical value.
I think Jesus tends to show up somewhere or another.
Yeah.
Just a regular Wednesday night.
Major facts, bro. And it's crazy because, this jumps right back into it. Let's go. So here is the topic for today. We are exploring the societal impacts of guns and pornography.
Of guns and pornography specifically.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
First topic, cultural influence. How have guns and pornography influenced cultural norms and values in different societies?
All right. So we're gonna. Okay, so it depends on. Not depends. Let's see. Pornography is probably. This is gonna be maybe a controversial bit for people who don't know the internet. Pornography is probably one of the most necessary evils. And there's ways that pornography has helped push the advent of the internet. Like, the first most used website was a porn website. Porn websites allowed the internet to help develop on how to maintain servers and computers because people were just rushing toward pornography. So we can say that pornography may be bad, it can be whatever, but it's been a thing to help shape society in its influences of the internet. A lot of people didn't believe the internet would be anything more like people. Not everyone always thought the internet would be super duper important.
Right.
Pornography helped ensure that the internet stayed important and more relevant. It's still one of the top uses for the internet today. So those are the positives of pornography. But then now pornography and its availability is also, the first time I saw pornography was a magazine that I found up the street from my house. Now pornography is everywhere I go.
Yes.
And if I want to consume it, I can.
Yeah.
You have it revolutionized. It's still revolutionizing the internet.
Yeah.
OnlyFans was not created to be a nasty website. It was created to be Patreon. OnlyFans legitimately was trying to be Patreon. That was their entire intent. If you have a cooking class, if you are a basket weaver, if you were anything, you can teach people how to do whatever it is you're doing, and they'll pay you a monthly subscription, and only your fans will be there to watch you do the thing. Except for sex workers, so you're right.
I'm gonna A-list the show.
But 29 minutes. I got it right here. The third brown or the brown eye right here for you.
Whoa! Oh my god!
And it's funny because even OnlyFans, the creators tried to move away from it. I don't know if you remember, they tried. They stopped making it like altogether. The site was garbage after that. They said, never mind, take your clothes off. We'll show it. So they said, okay, first they let it kind of bubble and become this like little porn site. They tried to stop it all and ban it.
Yeah.
It did not go well.
No.
Crash, money lost, not worth a dang. Brought it back. Now they're trying again to make it about what it was intended for. Because I've received, like I've seen different ads on OnlyFans that's like, you want to learn how to shoot videos? Join OnlyFans. I was like, that's cute. I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. You are officially a naughty website.
Yeah. Dude, you can never come out of that.
But that's the thing. Well, you tried it and you put your profit over everything.
Yep.
So now it is what it is.
You're in the box.
So now like Patreon Patreon and OnlyFans are literally the same exact website. They're the same exact website. Patreon's just like, I don't know, maybe people are taking the clothes off on Patreon. I don't know. All I know about Patreon is about people who cook and podcasts and like all legitimate businesses. I can't think of the Patreon logo and someone with their clothes off, but I can definitely see OnlyFans and no clothes on.
Yeah.
So there's that. We can get into. Just be honest with you.
Oh God!
So,
Oh my gosh! You want to talk about just absolute? Like that's awful. Like that's awful. Like, I don't want to be known for anuses, but I'm known for anuses. Like that's awful.
Well, it's such a precarious position to be in, and I don't know who started OnlyFans, who are the owners of OnlyFans, and what their financial situation was, because in the matter of a couple months, if they were nobodies,
Yeah.
I can't imagine going from nobody to millionaires several times over.
Yeah.
And then saying, okay,
We don't want to do this anymore.
we don't want to be millionaires, and then stop, because they did stop it. So it's not like they said they were going to stop it and did it. They stopped the nudity. They did it. They stopped it. And they saw what happened to those accounts.
Everybody dropping off, bro.
They
Like,
saw-
I'm done. I was here
Yeah, people like, no man,
For
this
the
is
cheeks, that's it.
because this is the thing. The OnlyFans revolutionized the adult film industry
Yes.
because it allowed creators, and this is one of those things. It sounds weird. I've never seen I can't say I've never seen an OnlyFans video. I've never been on OnlyFans and saw their videos. Like I've never logged on to see someone's OnlyFans videos.
I do not have a login or password.
For sure. So like I've never even gone, so I don't like I can't say I've never seen an OnlyFans video because I'm sure I've seen some stuff nasty stuff that's been on OnlyFans, so I don't want to make it seem, and I'm assuming because OnlyFans became so revolutionary.
Yes.
But it's allowed women of sex content, and I've heard porn stars talk about the business of it, that it's allowed them to take back over their careers, where they said that you used to only be able to consume your porn from the big ones, right? I think Pornhub is still one of the most viewed websites on planet Earth.
Yeah, which is also...
It's like Brass. It's somebody. I don't know whoever the main porn website... You just pretty much... Sex workers got their power back. So they weren't having to sell through these other websites or these other companies where they could charge you their own thing.
Yeah. I mean, to talk about it a little bit, and you know what I'm saying, like...
You probably didn't want the business reason of it. I just started talking business.
Yeah, no, definitely. That I actually love that side of it because it gives you a reason why.
Yeah, okay.
It doesn't. It's not just like, oh, I'm just on here showing my cheeks off.
For sure.
You know, it's like that type of thought process is like getting random tattoos all over your body with zero meaning. I absolutely hate it. As
every human being.
I hate it. I don't have a tattoo at all. I don't have a problem with tattoos.
Yes.
I really don't. I have a problem with you marking your body, and it's just like you just got a Winnie the Pooh.
It's
cute. That's the dumbest damn reason to mark your body forever.
It's funny.
That joint will be on your body after you're dead. Like, bro. And no matter how much you try to, like as soon as you do it, and they say, oh, you can get it removed. No, you can't. You can get the ink removed, but your skin's gonna be marred.
I was literally thinking that word solid. It's gonna be marked
forever.
That's the thing.
So again, I love the tattoos that like the Hawaiians.
Yeah, like stuff like that.
Like they have tribal tattoos, so it's like it has depth and meaning to it. And I'm going off into tattoos, and not even the subject. But
we see what you got.
Yeah. So to say like the business side of it, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it for sex workers. Not saying I condone whatever, because I do believe in the sanctity of marriage and sex being in marriage and all that good stuff. Yeah. But I also understand this world is extremely, extremely, extremely fallen.
But we also have to realize that like prostitution and sex work, it's often said that it is the oldest.
It's the oldest. It is 100% the oldest business.
And it's crazy because it shows you that like there's a part of human nature that just can't. Like men are different from 3,000 years ago, but then there's ways like you're exactly the same.
You're exactly the same.
Like you haven't changed.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You can still see like,
look, when it says there's nothing new under the sun.
Oh, for sure.
Bro, there's nothing new under the sun. And so, I would say it kind of reads like when you said OnlyFans tried to stop it. They cut it off.
Yep.
And then everything went to poop, and then they were like, oh, cut it back on.
Bring it back on.
it shows you the appetite and it shows you the mentality of the world.
Yes.
It shows you that. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's one of the key virtues, key fruits is self-discipline.
Yes.
And there's a lot of people who lack self-discipline.
Yes.
I'm not gonna sit there and act like I've got it under control.
Listen here, brother.
No. Oh.
A man in America, I'm inclined to not believe you said you've never seen porn. Like, never.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're lying, or a part of me says you haven't dabbled in life enough to understand.
Major facts.
Like, and I just randomly thought this, we probably might end up having, porn is such a thing that we might have to come back to guns for another topic. Because we could go on this whole porn thing for forever, and then guns for sure.
Major facts.
Those are two heavy topics on planet Earth, period, let alone our country. But yes, so like everyone's done it. I don't want to make it seem like it's not a thing I run to. It's weird. Yes, it's just not a thing. I understand. There's certain things that I wanted to see. There's been sex tapes that I wanted to see. I remember. This has been funny. In 2008, when I moved out to California, well, actually I moved as if I had the decision. The United States Marine Corps said, "You're moving out to California." Hey, this is where you live now. You put yourself in this bag, and this is where you stay.
Back what you can in here.
Yeah, right here. And then go there. But it was funny because I remember a group of me and my friends, and they would do this. They kept doing this. And I didn't know what it meant. And they were doing it for a while. And they were just like, "Hey, yo, you got that?" And I'm like, "What are y'all talking?" And for a while, I was like, "Why are y'all doing that?" I was like, "Have you not seen the sex tape?" I was like, "What's the sex tape?" And they were like, "Ray J sex tape." I was like, "What? So what does this got to do with it?" And they were like, "Daniel, you got to sit down and watch it." I remember my 18-year-old buddy's like, "Hey, you got to see it." And it's just like, sex work is also so big that it can enter daily life.
Yes.
So this thing is a sexual connotation of Ray J's body parts, but it became a joke to us that like
it became pop culture.
Just like this, and we would do it with no real. It was just like, sure, the backdrop was porn, but it was so different. There was no reason. You just look at a guy. You're stuck in a tent at night. It's 2:00 in the morning. You're in the middle of a desert. You just chase off a coyote, and your homeboy just go, "I got him away with that," and we just all start dying laughing, bro. It was just like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh
we just
my
gosh! Yeah, when that coyote saw that. He was gone, and so that became a thing we did, and it was super funny. And then I'm done. That was like a weird time in my life. But so pornography can do that.
Oh my gosh, bro!
And not to tell you, I don't know. So that's that, man.
Yeah.
What's the?
Well, I mean, I get it. Like it's so intertwined within society. Like you said, if somebody says, "I've never seen it," you got to be lying. Like you literally have to be lying, because I would say the amount of people, and I've heard a lot of stories over the past few months of people being exposed to porn at a very young age.
Yes. This is where we start to get.
And it's like, it's terrible that these kids have essentially unlocked something they shouldn't have unlocked for a while. And I was say like you're talking about. I'm talking about kids that are like 6, 7. Okay, I'm not talking about teenagers, which it's still. I don't think teenagers should be learning about sex at from porn.
For sure, not from porn. Porn.
Because you're setting up false expectations. Because you know what I'm saying. I've heard it said this way: those women are at work. Okay.
Hey, have you ever talked to a sex worker?
I've never talked to a sex worker.
I have to. It's legitimately work. That like it's so detached from the power of the act, how we would see it.
Yeah.
It's so far detached from that. They have sex with you and talk to you just like a homeboy. Yeah, like that's just some stuff we do at work. Like it's no different. The same way I feel about going in there and baking cheesecakes is the same way they feel about sex. It is not a big deal.
And that's and to me that's one of the greatest travesties of this lifetime. Because
And the males do it too.
yeah. Yeah.
It's like to everyone who's there, it's just a thing that happens. Like I showed up and I sold a restaurant $160 worth of cheesecake today, and I took it over there, and it's probably not worth mentioning outside of this conversation. They talk about, yeah, man, I had sex with XYZ. Unless something bad happens, it's just a thing. Those guys will go out and eat dinner with other people and try to get their friends to have sex with this guy. Like, it is just a thing.
That's one of the most tragic damn things
It
I've
is
ever
crazy.
heard in my life, yo.
Yep. But
Because where do you go? Like again, where do you go from there? Where do you? Okay, and let's just say, you know, and we'll just take for instance, we just saw a couple months ago, one young lady had sex with 100 guys. Another young lady had sex with 1,000 guys over a 12-hour period. Where do you go from there? Because you're definitely, you can't be thinking about marriage. I don't think you can.
this is the thing.
Let me rephrase that. You can be thinking about it, but that portion of the marriage is so not important and so not sacred.
Yes.
That it's just like,
to them, they say it's just like because it was done so void of connection. And let's be honest, the only person that dates that type of person is someone else in that type of world.
yeah.
So no woman we could have ever seriously looked at dating like, hey, I had sex with 100 guys in a day. Yeah, cool. You want some cheesecake? Okay.
You want some cheesecake?
Quick, hey, strawberry shortcake's absolutely delicious. So
I get you a bottle of water.
And so we're done, right? And so for us, we're not those people.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting because like how you were saying, people are figuring out and unlocking porn at a young age.
Yeah.
The question becomes first, what's an appropriate age for a young man to unlock porn? Because I do think it's a necessary evil for you to get there and kind of understand things. Second, like even with the state of North Carolina and some other states, they banned porn websites that did not ask you a question about age.
Yeah.
And it was weird because it's like Pornhub, and Pornhub's the biggest one. They thought people were trying to take porn away. So like you're trying to stop the viewership of porn and the state's laws are too ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now I don't know how difficult that is. Because I remember when they started talking about that stuff, I was like, wait, what? You gotta do what? So like if you go to Pornhub right now, it won't allow you on and it gives you a message that says something about legislation. But then I was just like, okay, there's no way porn is not available in the state of North Carolina. So instead of typing Pornhub, I just put porn. And I went to another porn website and it just says, are you 18 years old? I hit yes. And then the site was still open.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking like, okay, Pornhub, what's going on that, like what is this legislation and fight with the government we're doing to where I don't want to put in a simple, because this is the thing, porn was supposed to be 18 and up anyway. Folks was just lying, kids were just lying anyway. So like I don't
Par for the course.
That's what I'm saying. So
Kids lie like there's no tomorrow.
for sure, bro.
I know I did.
I mean, it just is.
You know? And so I think the craziest part about all of this whole thing, we're only going to get to one topic. We're only going to get to this one question. The thing that's happening right now, and I saw like a little snippet of it, and they were talking about those young lady who she's actively going after Pornhub because Pornhub has allowed, or this is what she said, I don't know for certain,
Yeah.
but she said Pornhub has allowed for abuse tapes to be on. So people are freely uploading videos of people being abused.
Okay. This is the thing. That is, I can't say she's incorrect, but I can say, first off, it's illegal to put someone else's naked body on the interwebs. So if XYZ female does not like it, she can go to the police and get this stuff taken down. Is it? Well, and this, hold on.
Yeah,
I'm not sure if it's just that easy where they take it down.
and that's what I was gonna say.
But also, it's weird because that type of sex is a kink for a lot of women. And I say that because I was with these ladies at one time, and they let me read a book. There's a whole bunch of nasty women books. Like that's a thing right now, where there's nasty women book where there's very descriptive versions of sex and stuff like that. And this girl showed me a book. She goes, "Well, Daniel, this one's kind of crazy." I'm like, "No, it's just sex, whatever." She's like, "No. This one's like, there's a warning label in this one." What do you mean there's a warning label? Because I would ask questions to the death of me. She gives me, it says, warning, this book can be triggering. There's some rape sex scenes. Da, 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 da. And it's not like, and then he raped her. It's like he took the gun, loaded it and racked it. He made her lick the gun and then shoved it in her vagina and then moved it back and forth. And she was trembling with fear, but also enjoyed the feeling of this cold barrel. And then it's super descriptive of like her vagina clenching the barrel and he's saying this, that, and the third. And I'm like, why am I reading legitimate rape? And the protagonist of the book enjoys it but doesn't like it, and the antagonist is enjoying the whole thing and being a monster. So I know, because I've seen genres of porn where I felt like that's crazy. No one would actually want it to be that crazy and aggressive like that. There's a subsect of women, not just men being weirdos and liking this stuff. Women who are reading the book, and I saw a group of women who are talking about how good it was. I'm like, there's no way. I'm like, and even with me being in the dating world, I'm like, some of you women have like a rape kink.
Yeah, and
It's crazy.
And
It's crazy.
That's wild.
I wouldn't believe it if you told me until she showed me the book, and then she showed me the 6 other ones she had after it, and they all had warning labels.
So the craziest part. Number one, I'll say this. Number one, I heard this before. You know, The guy's podcast, the guy's channels, We Need to Talk.
Yeah.
And he talks about it all the time. He said women like their life to be like a movie.
Touche.
They love that side. He was talking about the guy John Bodega.
Yeah.
I think his name is the guy. He's Finn on Star Wars.
Yep.
They said none of the females are attracted to Finn, but they were attracted to him on another movie where he had like dreads. He was like 30 and crazy. They said they were crazy attracted to him. It's like he said because he has layers, and so to say that to kind of push into that. I believe that women has this other side of they love to be taken control of
Yes.
without being taken control of. Like they are both.
One of the wildest. Here it is. One of the wildest. One of my favorite lists that come out every year is about top porn searches, top porn categories, and consistently, let's see. There is, okay, that's the dude. There's one that was done for women, and like, you see so much of like vampire, monster, like
They love fantasy, bro.
it's ballistic, brother.
They love fantasy, bro.
And you see, it's like you see this stuff, and you're just like, "Wait, I wish I could have found." 'Cause it is crazy. And then the thing about it is, so much stuff in the porn world leaks out to mainstream media.
Yes.
And here we go, another Marine Corps story. One of the craziest things that ever happened to me in boot camp is we were marching one time. We had this drill instructor. He was the crazy fun one of the group of all the drill instructors. Every now and then he wanted to let loose and add some level of humanity to boot camp and brainwashing, if you will. So he would have conversations with us about, not conversations. I remember one time he was marching and he was talking about the state of sex on planet Earth. And he says, "Man, when I was growing up, men didn't do fellatio." He was like, "But I was special because I did it. I didn't care." He goes, "But now, these new young guys and these new videos and stuff, now dudes are licking butt." He said it was single-handedly the most funny thing I've ever seen. I want you to know, I was marching. We go from left, right, and we're doing all this thing, and we're tight, and we're super Marines. And he starts talking about this stuff, and he's just like, "I gotta start licking butt now." All because of videos of you boys and you young boys doing all this other stuff. I didn't have to do it before, but because now I gotta start licking butt. And of course he says it in more vulgar terms than that, and I'm dying laughing. And it's crazy because let me keep it a buck with you. At that time I had not performed fellatio yet, right? So I'm still like, God almighty, am I behind? I'm 17. I graduated boot camp on my 18th birthday, so I'm 17 years old at the time. I'm like, am I behind? Like, I haven't even. If we're moving on from fellatio now, I'm.
And that is the complex nature of porn.
Yes.
Because as well as men are expecting this wild female
Yes.
to be in their presence, doing the wildest things you could imagine on planet Earth, those females are watching and thinking the exact same way.
Yes.
And so that's why I personally, like I said, like I'm not gonna sit there and act like, oh no, I've never watched porn. Yes, I have. I have had my struggles with it. I have had my bouts with it, and me not wanting to watch it because I do believe that it is a type of infidelity. When you say you're with a person, you know, I do feel that way. And so I would say that with porn, it's unhealthy to the point of it distorts expectation. It also desensitizes, and I can speak on it because I have felt it for sure. And I was like, God, like, nah, I don't want to do that.
Yep.
And it unfortunately has ravaged so many relationships and marriages and so on and so forth, to the point where I'm against it. But the reality is, people are going to keep watching it.
Yep.
Like that's the reality of it. It's just I just need to make sure for myself I'm not partaking in it. It's crazy. It's crazy. Porn's wild, bro.
Porn's a wild subject, man. It's I'll say this and then we gotta go. But make sure you have somewhat of. I'm not at like I don't think as heavily as you as porn is a type of infidelity. To be honest with you, I can say I don't want to say porn saved my relationship, but it helped me because I think cheating was such a no-no, and if it was between cheating or handling, well, I don't know. My ex told me to go handle myself in the bathroom, but she wasn't going to do anything. So I've been there. Okay, so that's a whole other thing. So when you say it's like I think of infidelity, I'm thinking like, ugh, that helped me not legitimately go cheat. So, but I say make sure your relationship with porn, if you're a man, make sure you have some level of control and don't let it control you because it'll tell you. I've seen it almost destroy marriage. Boy wanted his wife to lick his bum because he saw it on the thing on the YouTubes and the pornos. About ended the marriage. So make sure you have your expectation, brother. We hit this. I hate that this is what we had on a short day because we can keep going on, but we definitely hit a lot of the points that we wanted to hit. I was watching them, but yeah. Make sure you have control over what you're doing if you're watching all the videos. I'm a big fan of making your own. I know if I'm with a woman, we can make our, because I think sometimes it's just interesting to watch, if I'm being honest with you. But porn's never as good as the real deal. I have a major fact. If I have a woman sitting there and we're together or whatever, I don't care about porn because I'm going to try you before I ever even look at a telephone.
Right.
So that's just me personally. So those people who have a wife, a good working wife, right there, and like I'm gonna go watch this. You're crazy.
Well, see, so we can, bro. We're
gonna have to do part 2, bro.
We're gonna have to do part 2 because those same people that you're talking about,
yes,
are the people who are like, I really don't feel like working for this. I really don't feel like going through. And so there's hold on, but there's a whole side of it. There's a whole side of it where it's like, I really don't feel like getting rejected again.
Well, see, we'll have to come back because
part 2.
I lived that life.
Part 2's coming up. We gotta talk. We gotta go part 2.
We ain't even touched a weapon yet.
We
a
had
weapon
to even
doesn't-
test the weapon. So
Jesus.
guns gonna be a whole.
Yeah.
We might be doing 3 parts on this damn thing for real, bro.
Yeah, this one's heavy.
This one's tough, bro.
It was good. Hate that we had to dip out so soon.
Hey, here's what it is. Let's go ahead and cake talk. Y'all have a great night. We out.